Well, good evening, folks. Welcome along to another episode here in CORNBROOK Contracting. I am Thomas, as always, and you join me as I've just finished knocking down one field of silage here. It's a lovely sunny evening. It's around 5 o'clock in the evening, and as you can see, it is looking pretty nice around here. We have got, well, this is a new contract actually. There is a new farmer who is coming in. He's not even arrived in town yet, would you believe? But the farm is on the top of the hill there. I think if you look hard enough, you can just see some of the buildings in between the trees. And he is moving in, but he's entrusting a lot of the land work, a lot of the field work to ourselves here. So this is where we're starting. We'll start with some first cut silage. I've got this 22-acre plot knocked down, and then we're heading, I think this is somewhere over here actually. Next plot is just on this hillside there, so that's plot number 2, field number 2 we're going to go into. So we'll see what we can do. It hasn't been the best crop. It's a bit thin in places. Now this mower makes it look a bit thinner than usual because it is it's 4 meters wide, but it's spreading the swath pretty much all 4 meters as well. So it really does spread that out nice and far and wide. So meaning that it will dry out nice and quickly. There's a nice breeze today, so it should dry out over the course of tonight and tomorrow morning. And then all being well, we'll be back in tomorrow to get this collected. That's the current plan, at least, anyway. So we are going to just fold up the mower. The mower has been absolutely singing along, to be honest there. It's been fantastic. We just had to kind of service it up there before we started today, and it hasn't skipped a beat. So that's all looking good. Now what we're going to do is just fold this up on the hydraulics. There we go. I hope we can get ourselves out of here. It was a little bit bumpy and wet in the gateway here, so we kind of left that. We didn't touch that too much. Looking good there. No cars coming, and we're not even going too far. We're just going to cruise around the corner here because we're just popping into here. This little block on the hillside. You know what? Let's just get ourselves straight in. There we go. Alright, so this one's going to be a good job of not doing bales because this would be a little bit more challenging. But yeah, we'll get this one done. I'm going to turn around, just take off the first headland. Usually I do in the region of around about 6 headlands, and then with one more that kind of gets tied into the sort of regular runs really. We'll probably do about the same here, I think. Let's see how it comes in. Let's just fire that up there. Down it goes. This one doesn't look much better than what we've just come out of, to be honest. It looks about the same in terms of its yield. But all we can do is really just keep cracking along, and we'll see what we can get here. Now we are expecting to be coming in with the Forager to lift this, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after. We do have some other ground to go at first. One of the other farmers here on what was once the main farm on the Mercury estate needs to be lifted. So we're probably in all likelihood going to come in to do that. Get that one out of the way with first, at least, and then as soon as we have, we'll move on to here. I know that Gab over on Mercury has got everything pretty much all mowed down, and I think he's chomping at the bit, ready to go. So we'll have to get that one done first. There's a lot of trees in here. We're just going to stay on this side of those trees, I think. There we go. We'll leave that bit over in the corner. There's too many trees to work around with trailers. A nice little view from up here, if nothing else, that's for sure. And we're going to keep cruising along here. We'll get this done. Once we get this done, I'm hoping just have a quick check over of the Forager before we come to calling it tomorrow. It did get serviced up over the winter. Just want to make sure that everything's kind of configured and up to my standards. Jamie today is away out in his New Holland. He's out in the T7. He is running he's got a trailer load of pallets. I think it's flour. I could be wrong, but he's running those down to the local garden centre, I do believe it is. So he left the yard early this morning to go and do that one, and then I came up here mowing around the same time. After that, I think I had a phone call earlier to say that our bale wrapper is ready for service. So I think on the way back he's going to come and pick that up as well. So we'll be ready to rock and roll with that. There we go, just like that. Not the biggest of fields, but it's that's the first headland done. So we're going to do in the region of another 5 headlands going clockwise, and then we'll spin around and do one anti-clockwise as well, and then that will be us good to go. And we're just going to keep on rumbling up the field here. So I hope you've all been doing very well, whatever you've been getting up to. We have started to get a few more jobs coming in there. Really starting to get ourselves around the area. Get to see, introduce ourselves across with all of the local farmers as well, just to make sure that everyone knows who we are, what we're doing, and if we can offer any services, we will try our best. We do have, actually, we've got a great contract coming in where we're going to have to get the whole team and get Dave back in as well to give us assistance. We need to go in. We've got a big silage job coming up, which is a little bit farther away, so we're going to have to see what we can do with that, but it's going to look fantastic. So it's if we can get ourselves across there, it'll be a good job to do. So that's what the plan is, at least. Now, if we do have Dave at our disposal, he has moved over now. I think we mentioned in the previous episodes that we were waiting for him to get across, and he is ready to roll. So that is fantastic news. It really, really is. He's been doing a few odds and ends around here, so I think he's all settled. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, everything is looking great. We are going to really rely upon him with this in that fast track of his. Although I might be tempted to wrestle the keys out of him from time to time. And that's heading number 2 done, which is fantastic. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep rumbling through this for a little bit longer. We'll get this field all rattled out, really, and then we're going to go back and have a look at what's going on in the yard and just run you through how the forager looks, really. Alright everybody, welcome back along. We have made relatively short work of this little block of grass here. As you can see, we've probably got about 3, maybe 4 passes left. Beautiful day to be going up and down on the hill here. It's cracking. Really, really nice. Mowed down very well. The hill is nice and dry. Actually haven't struggled for any traction up here, which I'm sure we'll test when we come to lugging silage trailers up and down the hill, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Everything is looking good though. We'll get this little strip finished. I've already done the outside headland as well. So as soon as we get ourselves all finished up, we'll get this. We'll get back on our way down to the yard, which shouldn't take us too long. The traffic this evening is not all that bad, so should be nice and handy. And there's maybe going to be 1.5 runs left. But as you can see, it is spread very thinly on the ground here. So and passing the side of this hill, it's even worse than the crop that we were in earlier this afternoon. So that's less than ideal, perhaps. But we will just. It's not our grass. And to be honest, I don't think the new farm owner has actually put anything on there in terms of any nitrogen inputs. So it should be a relatively low cost crop, to be honest. It's all kind of natural growth there, which would explain a lot of it. But we'll just kind of square this all up. Left a bit of a strip in the middle there we'll have to come back for. This is without doubt one of the favourite times of the year to get going with here. As a contractor, it's really great to get the forager out there, and it's a whole team unit really, which is really, really fun to get behind. So looking forward to doing that, that is for sure. Up we go. Alright then. We'll just give that a few minutes to spin down. Tyres are fairly green. They might want to have a bit of a clean up when we get home there, but everything is looking good. How are we looking under here? Not too bad at all. Not too bad. All the knives on the discs, they were all sharpened up before we got going really, so it's not too bad. We'll get this beast back home. Fold that in. Fantastic, and off we go. Just like that, another job done. We'll be, if it stays like this, like I say, we'll probably be back in. If we can get the other job done tomorrow, then we will, and we'll try and get in the day after tomorrow. But we'll have to just see how we get on there, really. But it should be within 2 days for sure. There are 2 pits up on the hill farm there, so that's where it's going to be going to. And it's nice and big pits actually. This one, what we've mowed down so far, won't even fill 1, so we'll have to wait and see. We might be doing a second cut. Don't know. I don't really know what the owner's got planned. I just know that he wanted to have a crop ready to go, really, or he wanted to have a bunker ready to go. So we'll have to see what his ideas are. Someone's even been on with the first cut of winter barley, it looks like. That's quick and nearly. Gav's really got himself in there. We may see Jamie along here as we come in. I know he's around here somewhere. He might already be back at the yard and done for the day. My radio's not working today in here, so I can't get a hold of him, but I'm sure we'll see him one way or another very shortly. I think at some stage we would like to look into a front mower for our machine. If we could get our kind of mowing width up to, like, we're on 4, if we get up to around 6.5 meters, that would be fantastic. Really would give us some really good output actually moving forward. So we'll have to wait and see if that is going to be possible. Of course, we'll not look for it just yet. That is quite an expensive to undertake. And there we go. Alright, so we're just going to park this in the yard for now. We have been working on the Manitou this morning, where I was. We've kind of greased that over, serviced it over, put the silage fork on the front. So that's kind of all ready to go now, to be honest. And we're going to leave this guy, we'll leave it here for now. And as you can see, we've got all the trailers are all ready to go, all serviced up there with the silage sides on, all 3 of them. We have 3 tractors, but what we'll have to do is if we're going anywhere far to that big job, for example, we'll have to tow 2 of these together with one of the tractors, I would say. Put one trailer on the other one and then put the low loader on with the forklift on the back to get that over there as well for the pit. But for now, we'll leave that there. That's all looking good. We're just going to fire up the John Deere. Now if I come into here, you can see this is the harvester shed. Actually, no, I need to go get the keys from the office first, so they're over here. So we'll just go in and pick up the keys, and then we're just going to take that out, really make sure it's all looking good. There we go. Oh, someone's out with a chainsaw. I wonder what that is. It's disrupting the peace of the evening right there. Anyway, so this is our Forager. This is the 8100i. This is an absolute brute of a machine. We do operate on a higher purchase for our Foragers purely because we want something with high output, and we could never afford to purchase a beast like this, to be honest. We'll just let it tick over there. It sounds fantastic. Now, from our point of view, we don't do yield mapping per se. We can do when we use it when we're running forage, maize, for example. Because that's standing in the field, even though it's not the easiest to do then. We usually use this to calculate the area we're covering and acreage. So we're going to back this out of the shed. Nice and easy does it. This is a bit of a beast of a vehicle. Let's get ourselves squared up a little bit there. Yeah, we've yet to use it, although it has been used. It was used last season, but not by us. Oh, it's tight coming in through that gateway, mind. Okay, so we're just going to bring it over here. Now, it was all serviced over via the dealership when we took hold of it. But what we had to do, there's a few tines I just wanted to look at on the pickup reel. Now, what we're going to do is just unfold it all. Yeah, just unfold the front. As you can see, we just pulled out the wheels on the pickup header, opened up the feeder, and then we'll put that up as well, and spin it out to the side there. Fantastic stuff. Alright then, so as we leave this to tick over, just want to have a quick look at something to see how it's all coming along. There's a few tines on here which I think it looks like they replaced and got everything done. It looks nice and neat and tidy. That's looking good. Yeah, as you can see, it's got some great potential here. If the fields are big enough, if the material on the ground is big enough as well, we have the potential to be looking into anywhere up to 100 acres of grass a day. Maize will be a little bit less, because it'll be a little bit slower. But if the rake's all If the rake's been in and swapped everything up there, then it's nice and easy for us just to hit it and go hard. So that's ideal, really. But we can only hope to get something like that moving forward across this season. What we will do, though, very quickly, let's jump back in and then nice and easy. We'll just set it away, and it sounds pretty fierce, actually. Pretty fierce indeed. So with that, I think we'll knock this off. It's all ready to go for tomorrow. We're gonna have to speak with Jamie when he is back in the office there, because just that when I went in before. We're gonna get ourselves all ready to roll. The machinery's all good. We'll just get our plans all in place for tomorrow, and then we're ready and off to the races there. So we will leave it here for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. This has been another episode here of CORNBROOK Contracting. I am Thomas. If you want to see the other half, do keep up with Jamie's vlogs, and you can do so by tuning into Virtual Farmers channel, and you can keep up with all of my activity here on Simulation for the Nations channel. If you've yet to do so, do watch everything, get caught up there, hit that like button, but of course subscribe so you can keep in tune with us moving forward throughout the season. Until next time though, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching. We will see you later on, but most importantly, whatever you're doing, happy farming.